On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what Guan, a blessed and wonderful Friday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. We're going to kick it off with some international news, where a Jamaican national have been sentenced to 5 years in federal prison for illegal re-entry. Yeah, man. So coming out of Tampa, Florida, a U.S. district judge sentenced a Jamaican national identified as Hubert Richard Crew, 55 years old, to 5 years in federal prison for illegal re-entry by an aggravated felon. Hubert pleaded guilty on the 13th of February 2025. So according to court records, Hubert is a native and a citizen of Jamaica. He was initially removed from the United States of America on January 26 of 2007. Following his release from a federal prison sentence for misprision of a felony, failure to appear, and making a false statement on a passport application, it is said that Hubert subsequently re-entered the United States and was removed on 2 more occasions. The first on April 26, 2013 and also November 30 of 2016. So the criminal element Crew then re-entered the United States and was then again removed on the 7th of November 2024. So federal immigration authorities found out that, hey, this brother here come back in the place again. And him so foolish, continue going back to the same place where him get deported from. So ICE get a little tip off. So the case was investigated by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Agency, and a removal operation was set into place. So he was prosecuted by Assistant United States Attorney Jeff Chang and is now slated to be deported again after him run off in 5-year sentence. Yeah, man. Boy, I tell you, if determined to be in the US was ever a person, then Hubert Richard Crew would most definitely be the face of that. So I gotta kick it off in the morning, my peeps, with some local updates. Now the first update is coming out of the Kingston Central Police Division, stemming from a knockings and clappings that was caught on CCTV camera. Boy, may I tell you, I spoke about it briefly in recent vlogs. Now, the female who was on the receiving end of them bullet there has passed in the hospital. So the Kingston Central Police is now seeking the public's assistance in locating the criminal element believed to be involved in the fatal knockings and clappings of this 26-year-old shopkeeper. She hails from the community of Rose Gardens, the same community popularly known as Spoilers in our streets. Now, she has since been identified as Brittany Rankin. She was conned up multiple times in the abdomen and upper body. And that particular knockings and clappings took place on Saturday, May 3rd, sometime around 8:15 p.m. at a shop where she worked on Wildman Street in the community. Now, Brittany Rankin was taken to the hospital by members of the community where she was being treated. However, Brittany succumbed to her corner wounds them Thursday morning. So Brittany's knockings and clappings was caught on closed circuit television footage, and on the spot news media will most definitely be playing that for you shortly. The video, you can see a man walking into the shop and requesting an item from the unseen person behind the shop counter. The video is presently on your screen. During that transaction, a child and another man entered the shop to make a purchase. Another child can be seen outside the shop. At the moment, the gunman opened gunfire at the shopkeeper. And whilst making his escape, him fire some more can in the opposite direction, just making sure him clear him way and take away himself quick and fast on foot in the area. Now on the spot news media understands that Brittany Rankin may have been targeted following an incident involving a loved one, as I stated in previous vlogs. So she end up lose fear 3 points because she involved herself with a known and reputed criminal element. Hence the reason why I always say to females, be careful of who you choose to lay down in a bed with. Because if you lay with dog, more than likely you're gonna rise with flea. Yeah man, sad to say, but it's the harsh reality of many. Now the next thing that we're gonna talk about, my peeps, is also an update where the police criminal that was caught with an illegal firearm in the Kingston Western Police Division have been officially charged by the Denham Town Police. So the policeman was charged after he was allegedly caught with an illegal gun in Denham Town, West Kingston recently. So the accused policeman has since been identified as 28-year-old Constable Shemar White. He was charged following a ruling from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution. Now, White reportedly resides in Denham Town, but was assigned to the St. Mary Police Division. He was charged with possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. No court date has been given for the accused as yet. Them are finalized apart right there. So for those who may have forgotten, reports reaching on the spot news media would indicate that sometime around 11:30 p.m. on April 26, police were on mobile patrol duties when they saw a white Toyota Mark X driving along Racecourse Lane in a dangerous and reckless manner. It is said that the police signaled the driver of that motor vehicle to stop, and he disobeyed and sped off. A chase ensued, and after which the police managed to intercept the vehicle at the intersection of Regent Street and North Street. The policeman and 2 other men were seen in the car. The men were searched, and a Smith & Wesson 40 caliber pistol with a magazine containing 12.40 rounds were removed from the cop's waistband. The cop identified himself as a police constable but failed to give a proper account of the firearm. He was then arrested and an investigation launched by the Kingston Western Police detectives. A file was sent to the DPP after the investigation, and the DPP ruled that the cop is to be charged, and he was then later charged following a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. So right there and then, my peeps, another decent spot of work again by the squad of them, even though this time it was the arrest and charge and seizure of an illegal weapon from one of their own. Yeah man. Now the next update, my peeps, we're going to talk about the knockings and clappings of DHQ Chicken. The female will end up lose her 3 pints yesterday in Mandeville, Manchester. I spoke about it in yesterday's vlog. So the police probe the fatal knockings and clappings of the dancer. And she has been identified as 26-year-old Britannia Francis, who goes by the alias of DHQ Chicken. She's a resident of a small community known as Brinkley in Junction, St. Elizabeth. Now, for those who don't know, 26-year-old Britannia Francis, aka DHQ Chicken, was the winner of the 2022 or the 2023 Dancehall Queen competition. So the police report suggests that sometime around 1:30 a.m., Chicken was at a bar in Richmond in South Mandeville, and she was along with another female dancer. It is said that they were hired to do a little dancing business at an establishment, and it is said that upon closing time, they were all about to leave and loud explosions were heard. It is said that Chicken was found suffering from what appears to be some whole heap of corner wounds, and the window of a Toyota Voxy, which was close by, was also shattered by them whole heap of corner with the criminal element fired. Now it is said that Chicken was rushed to the hospital where she lost her life whilst undergoing treatment. Now on the spot, news media put him on the ground. And what had happened is that she was hired to do some dancing business at a party that was being held at that bar/establishment. She was contracted with another female dancer. It is said that the other female dancer who was with her go round her back, go sell a little bit of the goodies. So she allow a man to dip in the cookie jar. But whilst the man a dip in the cookie jar, she a dip in the man pocket and rob the man of an undetermined sum of cash. Now we get to understand that she was confronted and she a give the man be a tough chat. And it is said that the man go away and return like the Jedi, come back well strapped down with the knockings and clappings in her man. Now it is stated that the man see the two of them stand up outside and just start clap can indiscriminately so in their direction, in a bit to fling down the two of them and make an example out of them, because the man probably believe say the two of them plan for rob him, even though one of them cookie jar him get for dip inna. So it is said that when the man start fire, the other friend run off, and I saw DHQ Chicken pick up the whole icon them, spread out like a sheet, no longer among the land of the living. Boy, me I tell you my peeps, the thing rough, you know. The thing really, really rough. Now our friend go do as she do, probably without her knowledge, and as she end up pay the ultimate price, and the friend run gone. We never know if the friend even stop run by this. Only remember the 4x100 with a Safa and Bolt when time Bolt gave the baton to a Safa and say run a Safa run. You remember that speed there where a Safa lift off with, and even Bolt end up run go through the finish line before the actual last contestant did. Yeah man, as such it take off like the speed of light. So the knockies and clappies couldn't even get for clap none panar. A DHQ pick up everything. Now ladies, you need to be careful of who you par with. Be careful of who you sleep with. Because one mistake in character judgment can cost you your life. Yeah man. So in this morning's main set of stories, my peeps, we got kick it off over there in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled Kingston Eastern Police Division, where Officer Yeman Pick and team put on a decent spot of work in the wee hours of this morning. So on Friday, May 9th, 2025, sometime around 2:30 a.m., a police team and some criminal elements traveling in a motor vehicle clash and a lone can start trade between both parties. Two criminal elements end up get spread out like a sheet, no longer among the land of the living. It took place ironically along Shooters Hill Main Road in 7 Miles, Bull Bay. Yeah, man. So information received by On The Spot News Media would suggest that the police team was on mobile patrol and signal the driver of a grey Nissan motor vehicle to stop. It is said that the driver of that motor vehicle disobeyed the police and sped off. It is said immediately after the car sped off, the criminal elements opened fire in the direction of the police in a bid to escape the long arms of the law. But little did they know that it was Officer Yeman Pican team riding in that police vehicle who was properly trained by the agriculture school in Portland, where them teach them how to plant can in a dirty boy stomach. Now it is said that Officer Yeman Pican team gave chase and the knockings and clappings continued. The vehicle, however, crashed in an embankment and the criminal elements got out of the vehicle and blazing bullets at the police. The police returned the fire and a small exchange of gunfire transpired. But after the smoke was clear and the battle was won by the police, of course, the two criminal elements were seen spread out like a sheet, no longer among the land of the living. One of the criminal elements was seen in close proximity to a Taurus 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 4 live 9mm cartridges fitted in that firearm. So both the criminal elements was then assisted to the Kingston Public Hospital, not in a bid to save them life, but more so to have them officially pronounced you know what. So On The Spot News Media get to understand that one of the criminal element that get ClapWeh by the police has since been identified as Marv McLaughlin, a long time old dirty corner boy, a reputed tap knockers and clappers, and a high-ranking member of the Toby Gully Gang in East Kingston. This criminal element was recently released from prison about 3 years ago after serving a sentence for robbery with aggravation and knockings and clappings and a slew of other firearm-related incidents. Now, this criminal element was also charged in relation to an attempted robbery of a beryllium armed vehicle in Harborview. I'm pretty sure that we all would remember that particular incident. So after the police them hold on upon him and charge him turn around and get bail or he was released. I'm not for sure how it all went down. But he was the criminal element we got slap with the youth where did rent him the car in a bid for clear up evidence. And next knockings and clappings were Indian going within my peeps. And this one was rather shocking and frightening to the 7 Miles Bull Bay community. The criminal element in question take the life of a man who him can up on a beach. The man run off and go over a church where there was a summer school in process. And him go rest the matic right time on its side and splash that out in front of pitney them in a summer school. Why may I tell you? That must had traumatized those kids and leave a scar on them forever. So this criminal element here, known as Marv McLaughlin, otherwise known as Indian or some would call him Bad Indian, from Toby Gully Gang, trust and believe that residents are now applauding the police for getting rid of this criminal element from among them once and for all. But trust and believe, many more to go. Yeah, man. So Blackie, you are Indian control round a Toby Gully. Now, but I feel like you're half the hook. And no matter where you want to run go, Officer Yeman pick, I go find you. Yeah, man. So anyway, my peeps, make we continue. Now, the next thing that we are going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the Kingston Western Police Division, where the police was on operation on Wednesday night. And they also found 50 rounds of ammunition in a juice box. So reports reaching on the Spot News media would suggest that sometime around 7 o'clock, officers attached to the Kingston Western Police Division were on an operation along Wellington Street in the area, a section of Wellington Road known as Boat Villa, during which a premises was searched. The police stated that a juice box was observed and searched and a quantity of bullets were found inside. No one was arrested in connection with that find, but investigation into that definitely continues. Now over there in the Manchester Police Division, a man ended up losing 3 pints after attacking a fruit vendor in Mandeville. So the police is probing the knifing loss of life of a man after he allegedly attacked a fruit vendor near the New Green roundabout in Mandeville on Thursday. So persons on the scene identified the victim only by his alias as Kilo or Kello, a resident of Clarkstown district, and that is off New Green Road. So reports reaching on the Spot News media would suggest that sometime around 3 p.m., the men got into a verbal turn physical altercation and a knife was used to knife up the victim. The police stated that the incident is being treated as a homicide as they await further evidence to determine whether it was a case of self-defense or just raw fatality. Yeah, man. So fruit vendors who spoke stated that the men have been at odds for months due to an alleged love triangle involving a woman. One resident spoke and stated, and I quote, "You see the one we end up lose 3 pints. Him used to sell fruits out here too. Him left and then him still a come out here and come even chop the one we end up take film life over a woman." The resident stated that a long time them a go at it and this is how it end. One end up lose them 3 pints and one might end up gone to prison. The police stated that the investigation is at an early stage and a senior investigator was unable to confirm the theory given by the fruit vendor, but stated that the matter is presently being thoroughly investigated by them. Now the next thing that me gonna talk about, my peeps, another showdown with Officer Yeman Pick and team and criminal elements. So by now, some of you would have seen the TVJ exclusive report on the double fatality in the parish of Hanover by Officer Yeman Pick and team. Yeah, man. Now a woman end up get abducted and 2 men end up lose them 3 pints. We take with the woman. So on the Spot News media get to understand that the police went in search for a group of criminal elements where take with a woman in Westmoreland early Thursday morning. The criminal elements were tracked to a community known as Peel River in Kingsvale policing area in Hanover shortly after midday yesterday. Now, during a reported confrontation, 2 of the suspects were fatally taken out in a hail of bullets and 2 firearms was seized from them. The woman was rescued by the police. And that is the good thing about the knockings and clappings, The woman is alive and well and can give a full testimony of what had truly taken place. So the Independent Commission of Investigation, INDICOM, has confirmed the incident, and more than 100 people get ClapWeh by the police since the start of the year. Most of which on the Spot News Media can confirm see some old dirty corner boy them. And I would boldly say that at least 94% of who the police then slap with are known and reputed criminal elements. Yeah, man. And I say that without any apology. So for those who wish to watch the video with the abduction and everything, it will be posted on my Instagram at On The Spot News Media 876 on Instagram, so you can watch that TVJ exclusive and get a better understanding of what transpired yourself. Yeah, man. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in a subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.